Greetings and welcome to Monster Legends for another special feeding episode. This time I'm going to be feeding a nature mythic that I acquired fairly recently at the Cobra Punch Marathon. And this is Noar. And Noar is a mythic, Noar is nature, Noar is female, part of the Good Legions, a superhero, and part of a current birthday event. Noar also showed up with lots of open Rune slots, so she's very, very welcome. Especially considering the run of luck I've been having. Anyway, let's find her a home, and yes, you may go there. Finally. By the way, I say that because all the guys wanted to go there, but yeah, Nora's welcome. Okay, so where is she? She's over here, and this is somebody we're going to rename. Maybe my viewers will come up with a nice name. Anyway, this is Noar. She is nature. Of course, she is a mythic. She has an evolving trait. Let's take a look at it. She begins at rank 0 being immune to blindness, which is going to thwart a vast majority of controllers that currently exist as mythics, right? At rank 1, she also becomes immune to daze. At rank 3, she also gains a status cast for stamina regeneration, which is kind of useful for her because she does some extra turning. Alright, let's take a look at her stats. Her strength is very good, among the best. She's going to be hitting hard. Her life is really, really bad. But you know what? It's okay, because she's an attacker. That's what she does. I mean, if she was a tank, that health would be embarrassing. Oh, I'm sorry. Daedalus has that exact same health. Never mind. Her speed is also very good, so she's going to be attacking, she's going to be hitting hard, and she's going to be hitting often. Alright, let's look at her initial skills. We have Endless Endurance. Deals heavy physical damage to one enemy, and that is a 0-0 by the way, which means it has 0 stamina, 0 cooldown. Those can be very useful. And then of course, Cobra Shot. Deals low nature damage to all enemies, applies daze to all enemies, so she's going to punch everybody. That one, not really very useful, just saying. And of course, her special skill, KO, 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 just in case you didn't get it the first 2 times. Applies immediate death to one enemy. Alright, so if the individual doesn't have that kind of protection, they're just gonna die. After Rasayuku left him, Kihaku used the ember to create his very own perfect disciple. That's how Noar was born, with her reptilian agility and instincts. However, as Noar grew up, her interest turned towards boxing instead of traditional martial arts. Kihaku had created the perfect fighter, just not the one he'd been trying to create. Okay, so she wants to box. She ain't boxing me. But in order to get into the boxing ring, of course, she's going to have to be a little bit bigger, so it's tomato time. So let's get her up to her final form, and there she is. Okay? Very dangerous looking. Alright, so let's get her skills. They begin at level 7. Toxic to Tact. Deals moderate nature damage to all enemies, applies poison to all enemies. Okay, so that's actually pretty darn good. Might be keeping that one. Let's continue to level 10. Next round. Removes all negative status effects from itself, applies life regeneration and stamina regeneration to itself. So that's not a bad timeout. Unfortunately, it would be better if she was like hiding or something for that, you know, like a little evasion. But we'll see if we're going to keep that. Probably not. Alright, so let's continue to level 20, all the way to 20. Seiken. Deals low physical damage to one enemy, applies daze to one enemy, gives 1 extra turn to itself. So that's going to be a kind of a pivotal one right there. Very pivotal indeed, because it's an extra turn attack, and it's also got a 1 round cooldown, so it's going to allow for a chain of up to 4. So we're going to put that at the end there. Alright, so let's continue. It's time to level 25. Nukite. Deals low physical damage to one enemy, applies bleed to one enemy, gives 1 extra turn to itself. For the moment, I'm going to put it there just because I like to have them together. I'm probably keeping that one, but it's just the order. Hopefully it pops up again soon, but then we can just go looking for it, right? Alright, so let's continue to level 30. There it is right there. I'm going to put it right there. Didn't have to wait for that. All right, so let's continue to level 35. Sok Tong deals massive physical damage to one enemy. All right, a lot of her attacks are physical too. I think for the moment we'll just throw it there because that's pretty good. I don't know about that 0-0. We're going to have to look at her skills once we have them all. We might have them all now, or there might be one more waiting. Deals moderate physical damage to all enemies. All right, that one. I'm not taking that one. It does do more damage, but here's the thing. 1, it costs more stamina. 2, it's got a higher cooldown. And 3, the increase in damage, which is only like a 5, isn't worth losing the poison. So I'm not taking that one. We're probably going to be seeing that one a lot though. All right, so I do believe we've seen everything new that she's got. Yeah, next round we've seen that already. And we're going to take a look at the skills anyway. But yeah, we're probably going to be seeing that one a lot here. So we just get her to level 60, where she can be available for adventure map duty during testing videos. All right, there we go. All right, let's look at the skills here. Now, this first one is an interesting thing here. Let me just see for a second here. Do I want to swap it with that one? I mean, the 0-0 is nice, but that massive physical hit is really kind of nice right there. It's got a large cooldown to it, but the thing about it is, considering her extra turning, it's not really a big problem. And stamina is not really a problem for her too. We're going to see why in a minute. I think that I'm just going to stick with that one. It's very tempting to go with the 0-0, but I think given everything and given her strength and the fact you're probably going to put more on her, I definitely think we should stick with this one. All right, let's take a look. This one. Is it this one or is it this one? Right, it's physical damage. That might help. It does more damage, but the thing is, I think the poison's a better mix in. And another thing about it is the cooldown is lower, the stamina is lower, she's going to be doing extra turning. In that case, I just think that Toxic to Tat is a better one. And these two, of course, are what are going to enable her extra turning, especially this one down here. We'll talk about the extra turning once we look at her final skills. All right, let's look at her stats at 60. Right, her strength is very good. It's kind of tied for one of the highest I've seen. It's very nearly 5,900 when she gets to 100. I don't think I've seen anybody higher than that. Her life, yeah, her life isn't very good, but then again, she's an attacker. She's not a tank, so we won't laugh at her. Her speed is very good. It's going to be over 4,700 when she gets to 100, so she's going to be attacking often. And in this case, maybe you actually do want to put a little bit of speed on her to give her that little extra oomph. We'll talk about her runes after the skills. And speaking of skills, let's just get right into it. Let's start with this one. Sok Tong. I hope I'm saying that right. Deals massive physical damage to one enemy. All right, so there's two here that are going to act as the end of a chain. The chain is going to be the bottom two. This is going to be obviously a really big, massive physical hit. So you might be going for the knockout with this one. But this one is going to be the end of a chain. All right, let's moving on to Toxic to Tat. Deals moderate nature damage to all enemies, applies poison to all enemies. All right, she had another group attack. It did a little more damage. This is a 30. I'm pretty sure the other one's a 35. The other one has a higher cooldown, a higher stamina cost, and it doesn't do any effects. This one does poison. Poison is going to more than make up for it. So yeah, I'm definitely sticking with that one. And again, this is going to be one of the ends of a chain. All right, now I'm going to skip right to Seiken right here. Deals low physical damage to one enemy, applies daze to one enemy, gives one extra turn to itself. This isn't going to do a lot of damage. It will do some because she's pretty strong. Pretty good power. You're going to put strength on her anyway, so she's going to do a little bit more. But that's not really the purpose here. The daze, I guess, is kind of a nice little throw in. Maybe you want to give somebody a reduced accuracy, right? So you do this one. Then you do this one. Nukeite. Deals low physical damage to one enemy, applies bleed to one enemy, gives extra turn to itself. So this one here is got a little bit more damage, but this one is going to apply bleeding and then give the extra turn. So what can happen after that is you can go back to this one. So you'd hit one individual, give them daze, come back, maybe hit the same one or a different one, give them bleeding, come back to this one, once again, give them daze, hit somebody else, right? Then you have either this one, which is the big solid hit against one individual, or you can do the group attack, which is going to give everybody poison. Then in the next round, she'll be able to come back to this. And then she'll be able to do this again, and then once again be able to pick one of these, because whichever one you used, it's probably available again. She's not so bad. She's going to be able to do a whole bunch of stuff. Now, this is going to use stamina, and I didn't take the stamina regen one that she had. But you know what? She has a slot for a banner relic. So if you have a charging banner, you can put it in there, and she can refill herself when she needs to. And of course, when she does that, she'll be refilling her teammates as well. So she does have a way of getting stamina back without the old regeneration. It's the reason I didn't take it. I figure she's got the strength, go for the attacks. And that's kind of what we're doing here. Now, in terms of her runes, and as you can see, I have them all open, which is really great for me. I'm thinking 2 damages at least, right? 2 damages and life? Nah, you don't want to do that. That's kind of a waste because her life is low to begin with and you're just kind of like doing it by a percentage. There's no reason to do that. I would think working on that speed might be a better idea. The sooner she gets into doing the damage, the better. You could also put an extra damage on her too, so she does more damage. I just think that she might benefit from speed. Now, if you wanted to put a support speed on her to affect the entire group, that's perfectly fine. I might end up doing that. I'm leaning more towards speeding her up though. Because she does have such a good speed, she can really jump in there and get going fast. So she seems very good. She seems like she's going to do a lot of damage. I guess we're just going to have to see that in practice before we really know. Sometimes you really can't see the effectiveness of a monster until you actually turn them loose. That's kind of one of the reasons I use the testing videos. She does seem very good. She's got a great strength. She's got a good speed. Not too good on the life. But the thing is, she's got some stuff that makes her look like she's going to do damage. She's got torture effects, which is very good. Bleeding and, of course, poison. She's going to do damage past the actual physical attacks. And, of course, with that strength she's got and what you're going to put on her likely, she's going to hit hard. So this is Noar. She seems pretty good. She's got some decent stats for an attacker. But I guess we're just going to have to see her in action before we make a final judgment. Anyway, thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games because games are fun. See ya.